Hi there, this is Melissa Kahili-Heed. I'm one of the librarians at the Health Sciences Library, the John E. Burns School of Medicine, and I'm here today to talk about new PubMed. So these slides were created by the National Center for Biotechnology and Information, and they were adapted by the National Library of Medicine, and then they're copyright free, so we have permission to further adapt them for our needs at JABSM. And so this will be a brief presentation, and I'm just going to cover some of the new changes. So, oops, sorry about that. NLM has built a new PubMed, and it's important to know that they're working to transform it into a modern hub with fast, reliable, and intuitive search that connects people to the world's leading sources of biomedical information. And the modernization of PubMed goes well beyond its interface. The PubMed has been moved to the cloud, and they've really worked to rebuild the entire infrastructure. The system was built in an agile development environment, which incorporated a lot of user feedback, usability tests, analytics. So they've involved people from all different stakeholders, researchers, librarians, patient health advocates, clinicians, and many others. So really, I think what the goal of NLM in doing this is to make PubMed more user-friendly, make it easier to search. So in addition to the features that that we've all come to rely on, there have been new changes to this new PubMed, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to talk about changes to the display, navigation, and output improvement. So basically, some explanation as to why you might be seeing some of the results that you see. So this is the results screen for new PubMed. This is what it looks like, and you can now see snippets from the abstract for the articles. So we're in old PubMed, you would see a title, you would see the author information, journal information. You would have to click into the actual article citation to read the abstract. So now it's nice that you have that information presented right in front of you. And the interface is, as you can see, has been updated. It's more, I think, cleaner in a lot of ways, and it has been optimized for mobile devices. So if we clicked into one of those citation titles, we'd get into this abstract view here. So in this individual record, some of the features to point out here are so this is what we refer to as outside tools, but these are just the buttons that you use to access full text. And so this is our University of Hawaii button, this Find It button. So for all of our JABSM affiliates, that's what you want to use. Next, there's a Cite button, and I'll show this more in depth next, but the Cite button is a really nice feature, something that I think users have been asking for a long time. But basically, you click on this, and it will generate a citation for the article for you that you can just copy and paste. There are social media links here, and then this navigation menu, which is really nice. So you can jump around to different parts of this abstract really easily rather than having to scroll all the way down. Okay, so this is, diving in a little bit deeper to the Cite button. This Cite feature allows you to easily generate a properly cited citation, and you've got 4 different options of styles: AMA, MLA, APA, or NLM. And then you also have the option still of downloading the citation if you need to use it in something like EndNote or Zotero. But the copy and paste feature is nice, I think, for our students who are just working on, a one-off assignment and need something really quickly. Here it is. So next, At long last, you can now page through your results. So rather than in old PubMed, you would have to use your back arrow to go back to the results page, click in another article, read it, read the abstract, click back. So there's a lot of going back and forth. And now you can just navigate from the abstract view to get to the next record using the previous or next links. And then what's really nice is that if you hover over the carrots, these little previous and next buttons, you'll get an excerpt from the previous or next, so an idea of what's coming next. And then, so new PubMed boasts better retrieval through these different features here. So the citation sensor, it's working to citation sensor improves over time. So if you search for any citation elements, so Fauci Science 2016, there's a sensor there to pick up that you're looking for a specific citation. In old PubMed, you had to use, it was a tool called Single Citation Matcher. So this is now kind of, I guess you could kind of see it as being more embedded into your actual search bar, the main search bar. So in addition to the familiar automatic term mapping, which is what MESH is, if anyone is searching with MESH, the new PubMed also includes additional useful synonymy, so including plural forms. And if you wanted to try it out, you could search lunch, and you would see that it will automatically search for plural versions of that. The new PubMed system comes with improved mapping between British and American spelling, so you don't have to worry about including the variant forms of spelling in your search now. So anesthesia will look for both the American and the British spelling, pediatrics, etc. And so whereas in the old PubMed, for truncation, you would be limited to the first 600 truncated versions, this new PubMed is unlimited. And so as a reminder, if you're doing truncation, that means you're putting an asterisk. So Hawaii, HAWAI asterisk, and then all of the different variations of spelling. So old PubMed, you were limited. New PubMed, you're no longer limited. There's an unlimited amount of truncated stems that you'll see in your results. And then best of all, the best match sorting algorithm. This is the default in your search results now. So in old PubMed, your search results would default to the most recent articles. So you didn't always see the most relevant. But in new PubMed, the best match is the default for your search results, meaning that it's trying to show you what it thinks is most relevant to you based on the search terms that you've given it. And then also importantly is that the new PubMed includes the features that you may already be using and that you got used to in the old version. So things like advanced search, the ability to download search history, the ability to view the search details of PubMed, outside tool icons, so your Find It button, the ability to customize filters, and then links from mesh terms. All of that is still there. And then I mentioned this briefly earlier, but that PubMed has now been optimized for mobile devices. So the best way to make the most of this is to create an NCBI account. So there will be library sessions to help people with this. That'll also be recorded. But to have the My NCBI account, to make sure you connect your outside tool to University of Hawaii at Manoa, and this is something that will be covered in a later webinar. And we'll go over all of the different ways of optimizing that. But really, the best way, just know the best way of optimizing your mobile device to work with PubMed is to have that NCBI account. And then we'll cover all of these different features at the time. And this is just an example of what the search results from the mobile version of PubMed looks like, or what PubMed looks like on a mobile device, I should say. Okay. So some things that haven't changed, and I think just best practices when you're searching PubMed is to enter search terms into the search box. You have that Google style search box to be specific. That you can just put in your keywords. You don't need to put in your ands. That's something that PubMed still automatically does for you. You can avoid quotation marks and truncation when you're first starting to do your searches. Once you get a sense of what PubMed is showing you in your results, then you can start to go on and get more specific with ands and ors, quotation marks, and all of that. But first, when you're doing your initial search, you can keep doing it the same way that you've been doing it. And then if you know that you're looking for a specific article, you can let that citation sensor work for you. So you can put in an author, the title of the journal and the year, and it's, the sensor is going to work to give you what it thinks that you're looking for. And so this is just, I guess, to give you a sense of where PubMed is with this. This new version of PubMed was previously announced in November 2019, and it has recently become the default for us, but that the legacy or the old version of PubMed will continue to run alongside the new version of PubMed. So if you're still, if you want to just hold out and keep using the old version of PubMed, you can. But eventually, so at some point during this year, they will retire that legacy PubMed. And new PubMed will be the only option that you have. So we encourage everyone to get used to it, to become familiar with it, and ask us questions. So there are still features that PubMed is going to be, or NLM, I should say, is going to continue to work on. So I won't go into too much detail here, but just know that the work that they're doing to improve PubMed and, to this new PubMed is ongoing, and all of the features and the tools available in that legacy format will all eventually be moving over to this new version. These are links for if you're curious and you want more information, you can follow the updates at the NLM Technical Bulletin. There are lots of good training tools if you want more information, but of course you can always ask us too. And there's a link to the new PubMed homepage there. We also have it linked on the library's homepage. And then here it is. It's just linked again. This is the new landing page for PubMed, new PubMed. And so if you still have questions, if you're curious and you want to learn more, if you want your class to learn more, if you just want to meet one-on-one, you can email us at hslinfo@hawaii.edu. And we're always happy to meet one-on-one. We can meet via Zoom, we can do classes via Zoom. So despite our COVID-19 pandemic and the inability of us to all meet in person, the library has done everything it can to make sure that we're still available to you online. So don't hesitate to reach out to us and let us know how we can help you. And that is all. Thank you. Bye.